Well, now it's time for our children's talk. And this is the story, a true story out of the Bible, about a bad king. And he was causing lots of trouble and causing all the people in his country to do a lot of trouble. So God decided to do something about it. And God said to a prophet, he said, I want you to go to the city where the palace is, and I want you to go and see the king and tell him if he doesn't stop being bad, I'm going to punish him and his whole country. So the prophet said, that's all right, Lord, I'll go and do that. And God said, I want you to remember one other thing. It's very, very important. While you're in that city, you must not eat any food in that city, right? Have a big meal before you go. Have a big meal when you get home, but you must not eat any food in that city. Have you got that? And he says, yes, I've got that, Lord. So off the prophet went to the city. He went to the palace. He saw the king, and he said to the king, God has sent me to tell you, if you don't stop being bad, and if you don't stop your people being bad, he's going to punish you all. And the king, who was very proud, he said, who do you think you are coming to see me? I'm the king. I'm the top person. I'm the best person. You can't tell me what to do. And he got so annoyed that he got his arm and he was going to punch the prophet, going to punch him in the face. But as he did so, his arm got stuck halfway and he never reached the prophet's face. And he couldn't get his arm back and he couldn't stretch it out. Oh, he was in a bad way. And he said to the prophet, I'm sorry I spoke to you like that. Would you be kind enough to ask God to let me get my arm back again? And the prophet said, I'll do that. And the prophet prayed to God and he was able to get his arm back again, right? So then the king changed his mind. He said, all right, well, I'll take notice of what you say. And I'm very grateful to you for helping me. Would you like to come back to my palace now? And I'll give you a big meal, wonderful food. And he said, it's very kind of you, king, to invite me to come back. And I'm very grateful for you for that, but I've been told by God I mustn't eat any food in this city, so I'll have to say no, and I'm going to go home now. And the king said, all right, well, I'll try and take notice of what you've told me to do. So the prophet went out and he got on his donkey and he started on his way home. But he hadn't been gone very long when an old man came to see him. An old man said to him, I'm glad of what you did in the city. You were good doing that about the king. Now, will you come home to my house and have tea? And the prophet said, no, I'm not allowed to go home. I'm very hungry, but I can't go to any place in this city and eat any food. And this man said, because he said, I'm a prophet too, and God has shown me that he's changed his mind. And now he says, you can eat food and you can come back to my home and eat food. God has sent me to tell you that he's changed his mind. Now, you boys and girls, would you believe that? What would you have done? Would you believe that God had changed his mind and you're going to go back to this man's house because he's very hungry? Or would you say, no, God wouldn't change his mind like that? And if he did, he'd tell me about it. He wouldn't tell him. Well, he was so hungry, he was taken in by this man and he went back to his house and the man gave him some food, but he had only been eating it a few minutes when the man who brought him back said, I'm very, very sorry, but I told you a lie. God didn't tell me that he changed his mind. I'm sorry about that. And the prophet said, that's a terrible thing to do now. I'm going to be in real big trouble because of that. So he stopped eating the food, he left the house, he got on his donkey and he went as fast as he could trying to reach home. But there was a big lion in the forest. And the lion could see out onto the road and he saw the prophet on his donkey coming along the road. And the lion went out and he went over to them and he knocked the prophet off the top of the donkey and then he killed the prophet. But he didn't hurt the donkey. And what's more, the donkey didn't run away. And the lion didn't go away. So there you had on the road the donkey next to the lion and the dead prophet on the ground. And people who came out couldn't understand it. They said, why has the lion killed the man, but he hasn't killed the donkey? And the donkey's not frightened of the lion. And of course, it's because the donkey hadn't done anything wrong. So the lion wasn't going to hurt him. It was the prophet who made a mistake. He was told not to do something, but in the end, he did it. What is the message from that story for boys and girls? It's this. Whatever God tells you to do or not do, that's what you've got to carry out. Not be taken in by what other people say. And God said a lot of things in the Bible, things that we should do and we should not do, and it's never going to change. God's not going to change his mind. So anybody who comes along and says, yes, I know that's in the Bible, but God has changed his mind. God is not like that anymore. Don't listen to them. Always carry out what God says and don't be taken in by people who say the opposite.